Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're diving into what might just be the next massive leap forward for AI. You see, we've all been wowed by AI that can master language, but the real next frontier, it's teaching it how to actually reason. We're talking about moving beyond just spitting out quick answers to solving really complex, multi-step problems. This is a huge shift, so let's get right into it. This quote from Noam Chomsky really hits the nail on the head for what we're talking about today. Forever, we've understood that language and real thought are deeply, deeply connected. And now, AI researchers are taking that idea and running with it. The thinking is, if you want to build an AI that can truly think, you've got to teach it how to reason things out using language. That is the core idea we're going to break down. All right, so here's our game plan. First, we'll look at the so-called thinking gap that's holding current AI back. Then, we'll see how teaching AI to show its work, just like in math class, is the key. We'll dive into the new playbook for building these models, meet the first generation of true reasoning AI, and then we'll look ahead to how a reasoner becomes an agent that can actually do things in the world. Okay, so let's kick things off with the fundamental problem that needs solving. Because for all their incredible power, even our most advanced AI models have this critical blind spot when it comes to simple logic. I mean, really think about it for a second. An LLM can write a beautiful sonnet or churn out some pretty complex code, and that feels incredibly intelligent. But then you give it a word problem you'd find on a middle school math quiz, and it just completely faceplants. Why? What is going on here? What is this gap in its thinking? Okay, check this out. This slide lays it all out perfectly. On the left, a simple question. What's the capital of France? The AI nails it. Paris. Easy. But look at the right. A multi-step logic puzzle. A $20 shirt is 25% off. The AI correctly figures out the sale price is $15. But it stops there. It completely misses the final, crucial step of the question. How much change do you get? The right answer, of course, is $5. So this tells us it's not a knowledge problem, it's a process problem. The AI is just predicting the next most likely word, not actually following a chain of logical thought. And that leads us directly to the big breakthrough. The solution here isn't just about training for a better final answer. No, it's about teaching the AI a better process for getting there. It's literally about making it show its work. So, the old way of doing things, the traditional method, is called an outcome reward model, or ORM. It's super simple. The AI solves a problem, and if the final answer is right, it gets a cookie. If it's wrong, no cookie. The system doesn't care one bit how the AI got the answer, only that it did. It's kind of like grading a math test by only looking at the final answer and ignoring all the work. But now there's a whole new approach, the process reward model, or PRM, and this is a game changer. With this method, the AI gets rewarded for every single correct step it takes on the way to the answer. It's not just about the final score, it's about making sure every single part of the process was done right. This forces the AI to actually learn the process of reasoning instead of just making a lucky guess. So if you want to picture the difference, just imagine the old outcome model as a single thumbs up or thumbs down at the very end of a long, complicated task. You've no idea where you went wrong. But the new process model, it's totally different. It's like having a coach right there with you, giving you feedback on every single step of the journey. It ensures your entire path is correct, not just that you stumbled upon the right destination. And that continuous feedback, well, that's the secret sauce. So how do you actually go about building one of these reasoning models? Well, it all comes down to a brand new playbook, one that's built on 3 really important pillars. Let's take a look. Okay, first up, automated data. Instead of waiting for humans to slowly label data, we now use clever algorithms to automatically generate huge data sets of correct reasoning steps. Second, we use those process reward models we just talked about to fine-tune the AI, basically training it over and over to master the process. And third, and this is super cool, is what's called test time search. This just means when the AI is actually solving a problem, we give it more time and computer power to think it over, explore different paths before it gives us an answer. Now, the most powerful part of this new playbook is that it creates this amazing self-improving loop, like a flywheel. Better reasoning models can create higher quality training data, and that data is then used to build even better reasoning models. It's a reinforced cycle where the system just gets smarter and smarter, creating exponentially more powerful reasoners. And listen, this isn't just some theory on a whiteboard. We are already seeing the first generation of true reasoning models pop up. And probably the most famous example comes from a name you'll definitely recognize.
OpenAI's O1 series is being talked about as a major milestone here. It really represents a conscious shift in their strategy, moving away from models that are just great at chatting to models that are incredibly powerful at reasoning and actually solving hard problems.
And the results? They are absolutely staggering. The O1 model is performing at a gold medal level in the International Mathematics Olympiads. It's matching PhD-level performance in hard sciences like physics and biology, and it's hitting an over 83% success rate in competitive programming. I mean, this isn't just a small step up, this is a whole new category of AI capability.
What this has shown us is a completely new scaling law for AI. For years, the rule of thumb was simple: more data plus bigger models equals better performance. But now, we've discovered a third lever: more compute power at the time of the test. In other words, the AI actually gets smarter the more time you let it think about a problem before it has to answer. And hey, this whole revolution isn't just happening behind closed doors at OpenAI. The open source community is right there in the mix. You got projects like these exploring all kinds of different strategies. Some are using advanced search techniques to generate better training data automatically. Others are creating these wild self-training loops where the AI is literally teaching itself how to get better. It just goes to show you how central this idea of reasoning has become across the entire field.
So, where is all this heading? What's the next logical step? Well, it's taking an AI that can think and turning it into an AI that can act.
And that brings us to the concept of an agentic system. This is an AI that uses its awesome reasoning skills to take actions in an environment, then gets feedback on those actions, learns from that feedback by storing it in its memory, and then adapts its future actions based on what it learned. It's a full cycle: reason, act, learn, and repeat.
Now, to build this, you need a few key upgrades. The agent needs something called verbal reinforcement, which lets it fine-tune its strategy based on feedback, a lot like a human would. It needs memory-based reinforcement, so it can learn from its past wins and losses. And maybe most powerfully, it can even use something called agentic system search to actually optimize its own internal code, basically rebuilding itself to get better and better at its job over time. Which, of course, leaves us with a really fascinating and honestly a pretty profound question. For years, true step-by-step reasoning was seen as one of the biggest roadblocks on the path to artificial general intelligence. So now that we're actually cracking the code on teaching AI to show its work, are we witnessing the final major piece of the puzzle falling into place? I guess only time will tell.
And just a quick reminder, this is for entertainment purposes only.